Hey guys, welcome to the second episode of Captain Foxy's totally awesome Super Duper Star Citizen Ultimate Ship Guides. In this episode, we are going to look at the Crusader Spirit C1 from the inside out. Understand and test everything about the ship with the most updated information in the current 4.5 live patch. From its roles and functionality to its flight performance, cargo and vehicle fitting capabilities, combat and stealth capabilities, interior details, armor and engineering tests, ship repairing guides, components, weaponry, ordinances, defense capabilities, operating cost, and more. And for each of these sections, we'll be looking at them in great detail. And each section is also carefully divided with timestamps under the description of this video, so that you can select the section that you want to know more about and skip the section that you've already known. Or you can simply sit back, relax, and enjoy the entire super duper show of Star Citizen's Crusader Spirit C1, one ship, endless possibilities. Ah, shoot. Wrong ship again. Here we go.
When you need to get it there. When the odds are stacked against you. When you're just enjoying the view. When the sky's the limit. When it's time to get to work. The spirit of Crusader. One ship. Endless possibilities. Introducing the C1 Spirit. Deliver the future you want to see.
Wow, what a beautiful ship with an iconic design. If you're also a fan of Mass Effect, this will be the closest ship similar to the SSV Normandy SR2. The Spirit C1 was first introduced as a new concept sail in October 2022 during that year's CitizenCon. It was revealed alongside with the A1 and the E1 Spirit. The A1 Spirit is the bomber version of the Spirit and is already flyable in-game, which I will be doing an ultimate guide for that ship shortly. But the E1 Spirit, which is designed as a VIP transport commercial liner, and it is still in concept. Hopefully this year, 2026, we can see that ship in game. Do you guys think there is a possibility for that? Alongside the NPC passenger transport missions. Really looking forward to them. Now, for the C1 Spirit, it became flyable in the PU around November 19th, 2023 as part of the Alpha 3.21 patch release during the Intergalactic Aerospace Expo event, just 1 year after the concept sale. The first concept sale price for the ship is $100 warbound and $110 for standalone. The latest price in the beginning of 2026, warbound price increased to $110 and the standalone price increased to $125. The C1 Spirit is available in-game, both purchasable and rentable. You can only purchase the C1 Spirit at Crusader Showroom in Orison for 3,118,500 AUEC. And you can also rent it at the Traveler's Rental at both Area 18 and Orison. The Traveler's Rental in Orison is close to the ASOP terminal, so come out of the ASOP terminal, you will see the sign. It says Traveler Rental. It's right here. You have the option to rent it for 1 day, 3 days, and 7 days. 1 day rental price is 62,370 AUEC, and 3 days price is exactly the same, And the 7 days rental price is, let's try 7 days. So 7 days rental price is 327,443 AUEC. And 3 days rental price is 168,400 AUEC. So the price displayed here is only for 1 day. When you click rental ship, you will see the final price. When you rent ships in Star Citizen, on your ASOP terminal, you will see the ship that is rented and the timer before the ship gets expired. However, under your vehicle loadout manager, you do not see the rented words for the ship that is rented. For all rented ships, the ship will appear locked in your vehicle loadout manager so that you cannot change the paints or the weapon or any components. It's just locked. The C1 Spirit won the Best in Show ships in 2954 as the second place and rewarded with a purple and white paint. The C1 Spirit is manufactured by the Crusader Industries, designed as a medium-sized cargo hauler, which is its main role and functionality. Its spacious cargo capacity mounted with a rear tractor beam is extremely convenient for medium-sized cargo hauling as well as transporting small ground vehicles. It has many convenient amenities on board, with its decent flight performance and the renowned Crusader engines and decent defense and weapon capabilities, so this ship is favored by many citizens as a very enjoyable and convenient versatile daily driver or a tier 2 starter ship, myself included. As of the recording of this video, the standalone version of this ship is currently on sale in the RSI Pledge store for purchasing and upgrade. The C1 Spirit is a size 3 ship with a length of 47.5 meters, width 44 meters, and height 10 meters. So it requires at least a medium hangar to spawn the ship. The C1 Spirit has only one entrance to the ship, which is the back ramp, and there is only one button, which is on the left-hand side of the back ramp. There is also an exterior light under the ramp, which is very useful in the dark environment. And when you open the back ramp, you will see the red lights. These are the safety lights around the ramp when it's lowered. Not many ships in Star Citizen have this feature, but the Crusader Spirits have this feature, which is very, very nice. Walk up the back ramp, you will see a little bit of space. There is no cargo grid on this space, and on both sides you will see the components for the ship. But this little space can store some ground vehicles. We're gonna test that later as well. We have a button right here to open this big cargo door, but we also have some light control buttons. But I don't think the light control works. So click open. This will be a very spacious cargo area. Now to close this door, the button is on the bottom. You can close this door or open from this side. And you also find the button that has been lowered to here. We'll check the lights. Yeah, the light control does not work. The official cargo grade amount for the ship is only 64 SU. And you can put a few 32 SU boxes in there. So this is the 32 SU box number 1. And you can snap it on one of the sides. And this is the second 32 SU box. And snap on the left side as well. Now, in the middle of the walkway, there is no cargo grid to snap any boxes, but you still have plenty of room. We might be able to put a third 32 SU box, but to put this box in, you have to tractor it from the inside of the ship because there is no other entrance to get to the bridge. So, tractor the box in here. And it's under the ship. Now, try again. Slow and steady. It's actually not that easy. So what we can do is double click this and push this forward a little bit. Double click and push this forward a little bit. This is already at the very edge of the ship. And there we go. The third 32 SU box is in, and we still can snap the other two right here. So that's pretty good. However, there is no room for us to walk outside the ship. So to get out of the ship, you have to move this middle 32 SU box every single time. Now, if we do this and we still have some small boxes we want to bring onto the ship, the next thing we can do is to use the tractor beam. So the tractor beam of the C1 Spirit can only be controlled through the co-pilot seat. On the co-pilot seat, the power on button is on the left hand side. This button right here, you can power on and power off. You have only 2 MFDs on the co-pilot seat. Under the left MFD, you have 1 button to exit the ship. Under the right MFD is the tractor beam control. You have 2 buttons. One is deploy. So this will allow you to change the position of the tractor beam. Right now, the tractor beam position is facing front. But if you click deploy, the tractor beam position will be moved to the rear. So it's easy for you to track the boxes in and out of the cargo bay. The second button on the left, this will allow you to enter the remote turret. But you can also set a keybind to enter the remote turret, not only for the tractor beam, but also for all the gun turrets as well. So it's under keybinds, advanced control customizations. This keybind is not under the turret movement nor turret advanced. This keybind is under the first one, vehicle, seats, and operator mode. And scroll all the way down, you see enter remote turret 1, 2, 3. You can simply set this to the same keybind or a different keybind so that you don't have to use this button. You can simply use the keybind to enter the remote turret. So I've entered into the tractor beam turret in the back, and now I can utilize the entrance space right here. I have a little bit of space here to put a few more boxes. Not a whole lot of room, but I can put maximum 2 8SU boxes. That's it. On top of the 32 SU boxes, you can also slide in a 1 or 2 or 4 SU boxes, only for the middle one. Actually, I don't even think I can with a tractor beam. It's quite difficult. You can slide a 4 SU here, in the middle here, and also one right here. But on top of the middle one is very difficult. So if we put this one right here, and then there we go, you can slide in and put it on top of it, but only the middle one because of the structure of the ship. The rest are blocked. Here are a few more essential tractor beam keybinds. So go back to options, keybinding. The tractor beam keybind controls are under vehicles salvage. And in here, you can change the tractor beam increase distance or decrease distance. I think the default is not mouse wheel, but I've changed to mouse wheel. It's easier to use. So mouse wheel up is to increase the distance, mouse wheel down is to decrease the distance. And then toggle fire focused. You can use the mouse 1 or mouse 2. This will be overlapping with the salvage control as well. And the rest of the keybind will be for the salvage. For the tractor beam, use trigger button to fire the tractor beam, or trigger button again to remove the tractor beam. And once you set the keybind, you can use the keybind to increase the distance to push the object forward or drag it to you. Also, a default key is when you hold R is to rotate the box. However, the ship tractor beam is still having some problems. Right now, you can see I'm holding rotating, but the box is not rotating. This is a 32 SU box. Now, tractor the 8 SU box. Hold, rotate. I can rotate it, but the 8 SU box is rotating really slow. But the sensitivity for the beam is quite sensitive. I wish there is an option to change the sensitivity for the beam to drag to you and forward, left and right. So you can control left and right, up and down with the mouse controls. But sometimes it's too sensitive. It's hard to, like this, it's hitting the ship. Hard to control or fine tune the tractor beam. If I'm using my max lift tractor beam, you can see I can rotate the 32 SU boxes quite easily. And the 8 SU boxes, I can rotate very fast. So the ship tractor beam really needs some rework. It's not very convenient to use. So that's the cargo capacity and the tractor beam testing for the ship. With 3 32 SU boxes on grid or off grid, and with 4 SU boxes on top of it and on the side, and with 2 extra 8 SU boxes outside. Total, we can stuff about 140 SU on and off the grid. More than doubled the official cargo grid capacity. The cargo bay of the C1 Spirit can also be used as a ground vehicle bay to a certain extent. This cargo bay does not fit the Storm AA or the Storm tank, nor the Nova tank, nor the Centurion, Ballista, and Spartan. Also, it does not fit the MTC or MDC. The ramp's hydraulics are fine, you can pass that, but the first door, you cannot get past that. So you have a little bit of the bottleneck situation happening here for the component bay. So it does not fit the MTC or MDC. The Lynx rover is even wider than the MTC, MDC, so it can't even get past the hydraulics. So this doesn't fit. Now, the vehicles that does fit will start with the Cyclones. So this is a Cyclone MT. And if the Cyclone MT fits, all the Cyclone variant will fit because of the MT turret. My experience is that you can put 3 Cyclones inside here. You can put 2 Cyclones inside the official cargo area here. And you can also put 1 extra Cyclone in the component area. Close this door. The back is good. And close the front door. And the front is good. So you can put 3 Cyclones in here. You cannot put the Rock DS inside the cargo bay, but you can fit a few rocks in here. Same thing as the Cyclone. You can fit at least 2 rocks in here, as long as you put the first rock right at the front door. So when you get out of the rock, you have the room to go directly to the pilot seat. And you can put 2 rocks in here, and the third rock, you can put it in the component bay. So you can do some multi-crew rock mining. And of course, you can put the Greycat STV, PTV, the CSV, as well as the Drake Mule in here. And you can put multiple of them. You can put 2 on each side and leave the middle for the walkway. Or you can simply park 1 in the component bay if you have full of cargoes in the cargo bay. So you have ground vehicles to travel around. Also, the Atlases. The Atlas, Atlas Geo, or the Atlas Geo Equity. You can change this into a little dropship for the Atlas Geo Equities. You can also fit any of the hover bikes. This one is the Dragonfly. You can fit it in the cargo bay, park it on the side, or you can simply leave it in the component bay area. If you have full of cargoes and you want to leave 1 ground vehicle or hover bike here, It's best to use the pause because the dragonfly is a little bit long. But even with the dragonfly, you can leave it here. Close the back ramp. Close this door as well. And now you can see the hover bike, the dragonfly, is safely parked right here. You can even fit a Fury inside the cargo bay. Use the speed limiter to control your speed. Lower it to 10 meters per second. And then do not extend the configuration. And at the second door, you might want to move one wing inside first, like this, and then move the second wing inside. So you can park a few Furies in here, but I don't recommend to park more than 2. And now you can see we got 1 Fury in here. Now, can you park the third one in the component area? Actually, I am not sure, so let's test it together. Gonna park right here. Let's see. Yeah, this is good. I can close this door. And now, ooh, this can be a problem. If I close this ramp, it's actually good. It's touching a little bit, fighting a little bit. So maybe just leave this big door open. Don't close that. So yeah, you definitely can put the third Fury in the component bay. And now, what about a medical Ursa? I remember a long time ago, maybe 2 years ago, that I did a little Star Citizen science video. I was able to fit a medical Ursa inside the C1 Spirit. I wonder if that trick still works. So let's check it out. That trick is by destroying all the wheels on the medical Ursa. Don't know if we can... Oh, yes, we can still destroy the wheels one by one. Like this. Another one. Next one. There we go. The last tire is off. So shoot off all 6 wheels on the medical Ursa. And now I want to check one thing before I proceed, because in this engineering patch, I want to see if there's any component damage for the ship. Nope. All the components are good. Now you can see even the hull integrity is 100%. So the damage is all on the wheel. Okay, so all the wheels are off. The next thing is to do a Alt F4. Alright, I am back. And now you can see the little umbrella on top of each of the wheels is gone. So now the medical Ursa is simply turned into a medical pod. Now you can simply use your max lift to track it inside the C1 Spirit. So 2 years later, looks like this trick still works. And it's very easy to put the medical pods inside. Oh, there we go. Oh, these are the little umbrellas. I think it turned into the ship. So it's gonna be difficult for you to access the computer right here, but you can always use the medical bed to access the computer. And this medical bed still works. Oh wow, the screen looks like this. Is it because the ship is damaged? But it works. So you can set your regeneration here and do respawns. And for the extra medjol storage, it's right here. I think you still can access it. It's a little bit difficult, but I think you still can access it. So this way, we just turned the C1 Spirit into a little medical ship. One thing I really love about the Crusader Spirits, especially the C1, is its interior. The interior is basically one little tunnel, one way in, one way out, and there's no other rooms on the side. So it's very easy and you don't get confused. And you can even see that through your Mobi glass. What you see is a little tunnel right here, from the component access to cargo bay, to engineering, to cockpit. That's it. So walk up the ramp is the component access. On the port side, you have the power plant, and relays, 1 size 2 power plant, and 1 size 2 shield generator, and 1 size 2 cooler. On the starboard side, you have 1 size 2 quantum drive together with a jump drive, and then the batteries. And we can detach the power plant, and also we can attach it back. Also the shield generator, detach and attach. The coolers, detach and attach. So the quantum drive together with the jump drive can be detached and attached back. However, for the battery, it's not detachable. Open the store. This will be the cargo bay. We've looked at it. The next room will be the engineering. Door controls on the side. You also have the light controls. So let's see. Emergency override and auxiliary lights. I don't think these light works. Now, the middle section is the engineering room. On the port side, you have the gravity generator, but nothing in here. You also have the life support, but there's no physicalized life support on the ship. Now, on the right-hand side, you have the engineering terminal and radar inside here, and also a fuse relay. And here will be the avionics. This will be the avionic flyblades computer. Now, keep going forward will be the habitation area, which is connected to the cockpit, and there is no extra door between the habitation and the cockpit. In the habitation area, you have the suit locker, 2 of them. In the middle is the weapon rack. This weapon rack, you can place max lift small FPS weapons. On top of it, you can place your med guns. Oh, you cannot place the tractor beam. That's a negative. You cannot place the small multi-tools. On the right-hand side, you have a fire extinguisher. You also have a bathroom here, toilet, and door control. You can lock the door. Ouch! My arm just got cut off. You can lock the door and open. Very compact space. And little kitchenette here. Little refrigerator. And you can place water bottles inside here. And now move forward will be the bunk beds. You have 2 bunk beds, and the bunk beds is also an escape pod. So above the bunk bed, you have a storage. Each of the storage will have 1.2 SEU. So 1 on the right and 1 on the left. And these are shared storage. So you can share the storage with any of the party members or anybody on the ship. And after that will be the cockpit. And this is the pilot seat. On the pilot seat, you have only 2 MFDs. Under the first MFD, you don't have any working buttons. But under the second MFD, you only have 1 button. You can exit, also lock and unlock, open or close the exterior. So this button controls a lot of functions. Now on the further right in the middle, you have the button to power on and off the ship. You also have a button to turn the engine on and engine off. Also another button for, it says gear. Let's see if it works. Use the gear button. Oh, there we go. Retract landing gear. Yes, it works. So that button controls the landing gear. That's very nice. And deploy landing gear. Sometimes you want to use these buttons. It's more immersive that way. The pilot seat also controls 4 size 3 hardpoints, as well as all the missiles. But we're going to be looking at that in detail later in the video. For the co-pilot seat, it controls only the tractor beam. And it does not control any weapons or missiles. And the co-pilot seat cannot fly the ship either. So that's the interior for the ship. And this ship does have 2 doors between the cockpit to the back ramp. So if you use your engineering terminal and use the doors, and if you open these doors and lock them through your engineering terminal, these doors will be locked permanently. Now, you don't have to worry about the door closes on its own, and especially the big door between the cargo and the component axis. If you open this door and lock it, you don't have to worry about this door closes on its own if you put a vehicle through this door. Even if you're on the pilot seat and use the control or the keybind to close all exterior or open all exterior, you can see the doors that you opened through the engineering terminal and locked it will not be closed at all. So this feature is a really nice feature, and it works for every other ship. The C1 Spirit has a pretty decent health point. The total armor health is 9,900 hit points. The total hull health is 67,600 hit points. The vital part for the ship is in its body, which has a 16,500 hit points. The armor's physical damage reduction is 25%. Energy damage reduction is 40%. And the armor's durability damage modifier, physical, is minus 15%, and energy is plus 30%. So the armor itself will take 15% less physical damage, but 30% more energy damage. And the armor's signature modifier for all three emission signatures, plus 30%, which will greatly affect the C1 Spirit's stealth capability. As we all know that in the 4.5 engineering patch, another health point is added to almost every single ship, which is the overkill damage buffer. Once the overkill buffer is depleted, the ship will explode. However, we do not know the specific amount for the overkill buffer for each ship. So now, let's do a damage test for the C1 Spirit. I'm going to damage the C1 Spirit with the Wolf with laser repeaters. Fire. And shield is down. Now I'm taking armor damage. No hull damage yet, because I'm shooting at the back of the ship. And now the armor is at 0. If I shoot in the middle of the ship, now I will take a lot of hull damage because the vital part is in its body. Now you can see certain parts of the ship I'm shooting that I'm not taking any hull damage. So it's been a while. My hull health is still at 14%. I am still shooting at the ship, but my hull stayed at 14% health. As long as my hull health is not going down to 0, I will not trigger that overkill buffer. So the ship will not explode. And my power plant still works. Now 13%. And now it's 8%. It's been a long time. I've been shooting all over the ship. So to destroy the Crusader Spirit C1 is not that easy, because you have to bring the hull health down to 0 before you trigger the overkill buffer. Oh, there we go. Now, explosion imminent. First thing, let's see what can we repair inside the ship. We can repair the radar, which is here. The radar has not been damaged, but we can repair it. But I don't think we can repair the individual fuse. But we can highlight the fuse. We can switch it, but we cannot repair it. The computer is not physicalized. We cannot repair. And left support is empty. Cargo bay has nothing, and I couldn't find a spot that we can repair the hull of the ship from inside the ship. So we might have to go outside the ship to repair the hull. Now, as for the individual doors right here, I don't think I got a highlight for the doors. Now, for the components, of course, you can repair the coolers, shield gen, power plant. Also, I'm missing a fuse. Now the fuse has been destroyed, but for every single ship, if the ship has an external storage for the C1, it's right here. I can simply grab a fuse from here and then go replace it right here, and that's it. And for the quantum drive, I can also repair out of RMC using this one. And jump drive is a separate thing, so you can repair. The battery is not physicalized, so we cannot repair the battery. The back ramp has been shot open, so if you repair a little bit, the back ramp can be closed again. But I haven't found a spot inside the ship to repair the hull of the ship. So to repair the hull of the ship, we have to go outside. Outside the ship, we can repair individual small engines here. But it does take a lot of RMCs to repair. Now, I can also repair this individual maneuvering thruster and this part of the hull in the back section. I can also repair the tractor beam here, also the tractor beam stand, also the bottom maneuvering thruster, and the maneuvering thrusters on the side. Each of them is highlighted. This one as well. And on top, this one, repairing. Every individual maneuvering thruster can be repaired. And of course, I can also repair the individual weapon, the front as well. And also this retro thruster can be repaired individually. And the main hull for the C1 is this part right here. Is what I can repair very slowly to 1%, 2%, and both on the left and also on the right. This part is 0% to 1%. So these two parts are the body of the ship, which is the vital part. And once I repair those two parts, you can see my hull integrity has been increased a little bit more, 1%. The C1 Spirit has a SEM speed of 203 meters per second. When boosted forward, it can reach 405 meters per second. The maximum navigation speed is 1,130 meters per second. Switching between SEM and navigation mode, it will take 7 seconds. Maneuverability, pitch, yaw, and roll is 38, 30, and 101 degrees per second. When fully boosted, the pitch, yaw, and roll can reach 45.6, 36, and 121 degrees per second. This maneuverability is close to a heavy fighter, such as the FAC Lightning. Even though not as great as a FAC Lightning, but it's definitely better than the Stinger. So with this maneuverability, we can indeed do a certain amount of combat. The C1 Spirit has 10 size 1 main thrusters and 2 size 1 retro thrusters, 6 size 1 VTOL thrusters, and 12 size 1 maneuvering thrusters. The C1 Spirit does have a lot of thrusters. Look at this. And even though on the website it says the C1 Spirit has 10 main thrusters, but I've only seen 8 main thrusters, 4 on each side. And I couldn't find the other 2. And these are the classic Crusader engines. And the 2 retro thrusters are here, 1 on each of the wings. The Spirits come with its own VTOL engines. And each of these VTOL engines has 3 thrusters. Other than these VTOL engines, the ship also comes with the bottom VTOL thrusters. So we have 4 in the back, 2 on each side, and 4 in the front, 2 on each side as well. So upstrafe 5.4G with boost without VTOL. If I turn the VTOL on, and I can reach 8.6G upstrafe. And here's 8.9G. So with VTOL thrusters, it can double the boost force. Here's 9.4G I just reached. And here are the maneuvering thrusters. In the back, 1 on each side. And in the middle, between the wings, one on each side. Also in the front, one on each side. And also on the side, we have this one and also one directly on the bottom. And one on each side. And we also have another pair of maneuvering thrusters directly under the wings, one on each side. And that brings a total to 12 maneuvering thrusters. The acceleration g-force from the main thruster can reach 8.3 g. When fully boosted, 10.8 g. Retro thruster can reach 3.1 g. When boosted, 4.0 g. Up strafe can reach 4.1 g. When boosted, 5.3 g. Down strafe can reach 3.1 g. When boosted, 4.0 g. And side strafe can reach 3.1 g. When boosted, 4.2 g. The quantum fuel capacity is 1.8 SEU, and with its stock quantum drive, which is a size 2 Jaeger military grade B, it can travel about 138 gigameters. But if you switch it with a Stealth A or a Civilian A or a Military A quantum drive, such as the XL1 or SPICU, the maximum travel distance can reach 163 gigameters. Hydrogen fuel capacity is 45 SEU, and the estimated quantum fuel cost is about 4,500 AUEC, and hydrogen cost is 2,700 AUEC. So the fuel cost for the ship is relatively low. As for the insurance, the standard claim time is 6 minutes 45 seconds, expedited claim time 2 minutes 15 seconds, and the expedited cost is 3,375 AUEC. So the insurance cost for the ship is also relatively low. In terms of the defense capabilities for the C1 Spirit, we've already looked at the armor and hull health. Now, for the shield, unfortunately, this ship has only one size 2 shield. The stock shield for the ship is a size 2 full stop military grade C, which is already pretty decent. It will give you a 9,240 shield HP. In terms of the countermeasures, this ship has only 25 decoy and 10 noises. So if this ship is getting fired at by multiple missiles, then it is going to be fatal, because it cannot flare off many missiles. The self-destruct for the ship will take 45 seconds. In terms of the stealth capabilities, the front cross-section is 4,940 and side cross-section is 24,700 and top cross-section is 23,660. So with such a huge cross-section on the side and the top, it's not recommended to use the ship for stealth. And on this ship, I am equipped with full Stealth A and Stealth B components. Cooler is a Nightfall Stealth A, Power Plant Eclipse Stealth A, Quantum Drive Bolt Stealth B, and Shield Generator Umbra Stealth A. And with these components, in SCM mode, when I give full power to pretty much everything, my IR is extremely low, 3.3k, that's it. And this is the reason why that the IR missile in this patch is very ineffective, because of the general low IR for every single ship, especially equipped with stealth components. And because my minimum cross-section is around 5,000, so I want to reduce my EM to be lower or close to 5,000. And I can achieve that by reducing my cooler, turn off my life support, reducing my shield power, and reducing my weapon and engine pip. With 2 pips to weapon and 1 pip to engine, my EM can reach 5k. Now, with this stealth loadout, I can do some easy to medium leveled PvE missions.
Missile locked.
Actually, at 5 kilometers, I just got radar locked. I have been locked by my target. So even with this, it's difficult. Now I'm receiving a missile, return missiles to that ship. So stealth gameplay with a C1 is difficult. More missiles, flares, and eventually we'll have to do some dogfight. Now, in terms of the weapons and ordinances, the Crusader C1 Spirit has a total of 4 size 3 hardpoints. 2 of them is on the wings with a retractable hardpoint. So you can close this hardpoint port and then extend it. And the other two is under the pilot seat. The pilot controls all the 4 hardpoints, and the co-pilot controls no weapons except the tractor beam. And there is no remote or man turrets on the ship. The C1 Spirit also has 2 size 4 missile ports. So you can put either 2 size 4 missiles, 4 size 3, 8 size 2, or 16 size 1. So on my ship, I put 16 size 1 Task Force 1, and these are the EM missiles. And now let's do some ship weapon and loadout testing. The first loadout will be the 4 size 3 CF laser repeaters. And for my component loadout, I'm using all military grade A components. The cooler is Avalanche, power plant, bullet, and actually this is a military grade B, quantum drive XL1, and the shield generator FR76. And when I give full power to weapon, my CF repeater has 75 rounds maximum. So with these components, I can give full power to weapon, engine, and shield, while have half power to life support and half power to cooler. Pretty decent power management. Alright, engaging enemy ship. The maneuverability for the C1 Spirit is very similar to a heavy fighter. So pretty good. Yeah, I'll maneuver the ship and destroy it. Firing on the Vanguard. And I can also outmaneuver this Vanguard as well.
Alert.
I can follow this Vanguard and keep shooting at it. And Vanguard is in pieces. And I can also maneuver with the Firebird. Pretty decent maneuverability. And Firebird is down. Against Gladiuses is a bit difficult. My shield is already down. Definitely harder to outmaneuver a Gladius. I'm getting hit a lot. Hey, one down.
Destroyed.
Next one.
I need help!
I need help. And destroy.
Target
Yes.
Destroyed.
The next loadout for the C1 Spirit are the Bliss Repeaters, and these are the recommended weapon loadout for this 4.5 patch, because the Bliss weapons are in general more effective in this patch than any other weapons because of the engineering gameplay, and especially these Bliss Repeaters. Each of them has 2,589 rounds, and you have 4 of them. Fire ballistics. Destroyed.
Vamos!
You're not half bad, you know.
Destroyed.
Good work there.
Target.
Hit!
And
Target.
Buccaneer destroyed. So with ballistics, you can kill these ships, especially small ships, really quickly.
That's gonna leave a mark.
Target destroyed.
The next loadout is going to be a fun loadout. So these are the size 3 Predator ballistic scatterguns, and these are the shotguns. So 4 of them on the ship.
Eat this. Got something for you.
Since these are the shotguns, so I have to get really close to fire. It's best to be within 200 meters. It's a bit hard to use on the light fighters. Gladius getting hit.
Target
Yeah,
destroyed.
destroy one.
Attack on shields. Target
Yeah, we're lining this down. And we got a anvil arrow here. The arrow is even a smaller ship. It's going to be a bit difficult. But if you can hit the arrow a few times, it's gonna do quite a lot of damage.
target destroyed.
Arrow down.
Fight's over here, genius.
So, if you're using this ship for some combat, my recommended loadout will be the military components with full ballistic repeaters. It's good for both PvE and PvP. And this ship can do a certain amount of PvP, depends on the situation and skills, but it's not recommended for any intentional PvP except if you have escorts and wingmen. And this is it for this episode of the Super Duper Ultimate C1 Spirit Guide. I hope this guide can help you understand the ship better and whether you will choose it as one of your daily drivers in the verse. In the end, here are my personal scores for the ship. The look is 4.5 points. I really love the look of the ship, so I give it a really high score. Ship interior and amenities, 4 points. Cargo and hangar usefulness, 4 points. Flight performance, 4 points. Operating cost, 4 points. Defense, such as armor, hull, and shields and countermeasures, 3.5 points. Stealth capabilities, 2 points. Combat abilities, 3.5 points, so the average rating for the ship is 3.7 points. Alright, thanks for watching and see you guys in the next Super Duper Ship Guide.